This is a 10-minute forensic deep dive into the most detailed whistleblower account of reverse-engineered non-terrestrial technology, the S4 files. I am Dr. Sterling. To understand these objects, we must move beyond anecdotal reports and analyze the raw sensor telemetry from multiple independent platforms. Dossier 1, Site 4. The S4 complex is an alleged highly classified annex situated approximately 15 miles southwest of the main Area 51 base at Groom Lake. Hidden within the Papoose mountain range, the facility was designed to evade satellite detection and aerial reconnaissance entirely. Radar data from the USS Princeton confirmed objects dropping from 80,000 feet to the sea surface in less than a second. This is our baseline anomaly. Inside, a long infinity hallway ran parallel to the hangars, connecting various laboratory and storage areas. Access was strictly compartmentalized. Security included unique biometric hand scanners that measured the length of the bones in the fingers to verify identity, a detail Lazar described years before photos of the device became public. Pilot audio mentions a whole fleet on radar. This indicates a coordinated operation by multiple craft, all exhibiting identical technical signatures. Dossier 2, the sport model. Lazar identified 9 distinct craft at S4, but his primary assignment was a sleek, high-performance disc he nicknamed the sport model. The craft measured approximately 52 feet in diameter and 16 feet tall. It featured a central dome and a completely smooth exterior. Together, these 3 cases form a smoking gun for technology that operates outside our traditional understanding of aerodynamics. The interior was divided into 3 levels. The lower level housed the gravity amplifiers, the middle was the flight deck, and the top level remained inaccessible. The flight deck featured 3 small seats designed for being significantly smaller than humans. The surfaces and furniture appeared grown rather than manufactured. In classical physics, you need lift, but the Tic Tac has no control surfaces. It is a smooth, monolithic structure maintaining position effortlessly. Dossier 3, Element 115. The core of Lazar's technical claim is the propulsion system and its exotic fuel source. At the center of the craft sits a small hemispherical reactor. This reactor is fueled by a stable isotope of element 115, now known as moscovium. Third, hypersonic velocities without signatures. These craft move at Mach 5 and above with 0 sonic boom, 0 heat ablation, and 0 atmospheric noise. While our synthesized isotopes decay in less than a second, Lazar claimed the craft used a stable isotope from a theorized island of stability not yet reachable by human technology. According to the dossier, bombarding element 115 with protons briefly creates element 116, which immediately decays, releasing antimatter. Fifth, transmedium travel. Space, atmosphere, and water are all the same to these objects. They transition between them without structural damage or speed loss. Crucially, this reaction also produces what Lazar termed gravity A waves, a gravitational field inherent to the nucleus of element 115 itself. Dossier 4, metric propulsion. These waves are then directed through 3 gravity amplifiers located at the base of the craft, dictating its movement. For low-speed hovering near a planetary surface, the craft uses Omicron mode. The amplifiers point downward, creating a symmetric neutralization bubble that allows it to float. For high-speed or interstellar travel, it shifts to delta mode. The craft flips on its side, and the amplifiers focus to create a localized distortion in space-time. Inside this bubble, the craft is stationary. It isn't moving through space. Space is moving it. This explains the lack of G-forces and sonic booms. We've seen objects drop from 80,000 feet to 0 and then disappear into the water. This indicates a medium-independent propulsion system. Dossier 5, Project Galileo. Lazar's specific clearance at S4 was under this project, tasked solely with reverse engineering the propulsion system. The energy requirement is staggering. To perform a Tic Tac maneuver, we estimate a power output of 13,000 gigawatts, exceeding the total nuclear output of the planet. Lazar claimed to have witnessed a short test flight of the sport model. The craft lifted off silently, hovered, and performed maneuvers impossible for conventional aircraft. The bottom of the craft glowed blue from the high-voltage corona discharge ionizing the surrounding nitrogen. The entire flight was completely silent. Dossier 6, corroboration. While Lazar's educational records remain a point of intense dispute, several obscure details of his story have found tangential support. The identigraph bone measuring scanner he described in detail was a real, highly classified security device used at sensitive installations during that era. Furthermore, independent researchers using 1941 official maps identified old silver mine shafts in the Papoose Lake area that correlate precisely with the locations Lazar described for S4. Dossier 7, the physics paradox. Lazar's technical claims have faced intense scrutiny from the professional scientific community. Critics argue that his terminology, specifically gravity A and gravity B waves, does not exist in standard general relativity, which views gravity as the curvature of spacetime. The idea of a single element producing a usable, amplifiable gravity wave challenges our fundamental understanding of strong and weak nuclear forces. Dossier 8, technical implications. If the S4 telemetry is even partially correct, we are looking at the end of the combustion era and the birth of metric aerospace. The reverse engineering of such technology represents a technological singularity, a leap that would fundamentally alter our civilization's relationship with space and time. By mastering metric propulsion, the universe effectively becomes reachable. Our current chemical rockets would be replaced by craft that fall toward their destination. The remaining hurdle is the mastery of element 115's stable isotopes and the containment of the high-energy antimatter reaction at a consumer scale. The S4 files provide a blueprint for a future that terrestrial physics is only beginning to comprehend. The math remains our only reliable guide. Whistleblower accounts from the 1980s are now being cross-referenced with modern multi-sensor data, creating a more cohesive picture of a hidden global reality. The S4 archive is part of a larger, unfolding story of disclosure, one that moves from the shadows of Area 51 into the light of scientific peer review. We must apply the same scientific rigor to these historical claims as we do to modern telemetry. The pursuit of objective truth is non-negotiable. The physics of S4 may currently be the science of the impossible, but for those who worked in the hangars, it was the reality of tomorrow. Dossier 9, The Quantum Leap. We conclude with a look at the extraction of energy from the zero-point field, the fuel of the future. If zero-point energy can be harnessed as Lazar described, the energy constraints of our planet disappear instantly. Power becomes as abundant as the air we breathe. This represents more than just a propulsion revolution. It is a civilization-level shift, an energy revolution that would end scarcity and redefine the human experience. We are standing on the threshold of a post-scarcity era, driven by the physics that were once hidden in the hangars of Papoose Lake. Dossier 10, Interstellar Destiny. The final dossier analyzes the expansion of human civilization into the stars using metric engineering. With gravity manipulation, the solar system becomes a neighborhood. Mars is hours away. The nearest stars are months away. Space is no longer an obstacle. Our destiny lies in the stars. The reverse engineering of the sport model is not an end, but the beginning of our journey into the deep cosmos. The S4 legacy is the catalyst for our evolution, a 10-part forensic record that challenges us to rethink everything we know about the universe. The truth is no longer hidden in the desert. It is written in the telemetry and calculated in the math. The future has already been reverse engineered. Dossier closed. Telemetry remains active. The reality of S4 is now part of the global scientific archive. Stay analytical, stay objective. Thank you for joining this technical briefing on the S4 files. The data remains open for further forensic analysis. This concludes the dossier. The universe is waiting, the math is clear, the next leap is ours to take. End of briefing. Transmission ended. System standby. The truth is in the telemetry. Thank you.